All right, making another video about the huge mess on the LIRR this morning. Apparently, people are trying to commute. You cannot commute today. There is not enough service to handle everybody, but people are doing it anyway, and as a result, we have severe overcrowding and severe delays. This Ronkonkoma train now is dangerously overcrowded. This was the 508 out of Ronkonkoma, I believe. You can see it got delayed. It's running very late due to the overcrowding. 32 minutes late now. It isn't M9, but it's carrying 1,360 customers. This is a dangerous level of overcrowding that we're seeing on the Long Island Railroad. This is, unheard of. This is really dangerous, all right? And people, I don't understand why people can't take another day off, all right? We don't have enough service to handle all these Manhattan commuters, all right? And this train already seeing overcrowding already. The Huntington to Penn Station train, they're only running hourly service. You're not going to accommodate everybody, all right? And the Babylon line is unfortunately no better, even though they've added an extra train. Take a look at this train at Freeport now. It's actually even more crowded. 1,460 customers. This is a mess on the Long Island Railroad right now. Commuters, you cannot take the train this morning, all right? You cannot do it, all right? There's not enough service to handle everybody, and this is dangerous, very dangerous, because there are essential workers who have to take those trains who may not be able to get on them. It's a big mess right now, all right? And there's another train at Babylon. Of course, this one is not so bad, but this one's going to Grand Central. And then we have another train here, which is already getting crowded. Just left Ronkonkoma. This one's only 8 cars. Only 8 cars. Yeah, this is going to be a big mess. There's not enough service to handle everybody. If you have to commute, I would just drive to Queens and get the subway. All right, because there's not enough room on the Long Island Railroad with the limited hourly service that is running to handle everybody. And so it's a big mess going on. This train is going to get severely overcrowded. The trains are going to basically so full that people aren't going to be able to even get on. That's what's going on. I'm pretty sure this train here is going to be so full. And now it's stopped. So we don't know. This train is now stopped at Carl Place. I'm not sure why, but and this train is right behind it. So if you're at Mineola, best off is just to wait for this train. Now, this train is not even moving. It's stuck at Carl Place. So we don't know what's going on here. And then we have another train here that came from... this is the Oyster Bay train. This one's not too crowded. Luckily at Mineola, you have the choice of the Oyster Bay train. But there's no real... The Atlantic train, you might want to transfer the Atlantic train or the subway at this point. This is a big mess. A big mess. Port Washington branch not seeing the same level of crowding. At least those people decided, hey, we're going to stay home today. We're not going to try to commute. Let's see this one. This one's not too bad. Only 6 cars, though. My gosh. But again, they're short on equipment. Obviously... they're having problems still. We had over 2 feet of snow, so this train is severely overcrowded. This train may wind up having to just skip stations, or it's trying to stop. This Babylon train is actually the worst one of them all. It's going to try to stop at Baldwin, which is really insane right there. So that one's only 10 cars, 15 minutes late. So yeah, this is bad. NJ Transit's also running a weekend schedule on the trains as well. But I'm focused on Long Island right now. If you live in Nassau, you might want to try to take Nice Bus to the subway. I think that might be your best bet. Let's see how Nice Bus is doing this morning, because this is a disaster right now. Let's see. We'll be able to get some schedules here. Let's see. If you're on the South Shore, I would suggest you take the N4. Well, it looks like we have a good amount of N4s running. Take that to the E train. All right. Don't try to squeeze on those Babylon trains because you're not even going to be able to get on. All right. Looks like we do have a good amount of N4s running. I'm not sure if the N4X has started running yet, but yeah, we have some of those too. So I would suggest you take the N4 and on the South Shore, and as far as the middle of the island goes, N6 because the Hempstead line is down, and for Mineola the N22 or N24 at this point. It really sucks that the Nice Bus split the 24 and the 22 up. But see how many 24s we have running right now. And we have a decent amount too. So I would just use the bus at this point if you live in Nassau County. The railroad, if you must go. And this is not helped by this guy right here. This piece of garbage is Ron Mamdani, who has decided to have the schools open in the city tomorrow. A 2-hour grace period for students. That's nothing. You have areas of Staten Island that have been pounded by snow, and this guy wants to freaking have the schools open. You elected this socialist, and what about the teachers? What about the teachers? I mean, a lot of the teachers live on Long Island. I mean, and they're packing the trains because this guy is saying the schools have to be open when every other school district is closed. I mean, really? I mean, really? He reopens NYC despite safety concerns. This guy, he destroyed. I don't know. They don't have his picture up there, but you know what he looks like. I mean, I said I could have told you so. I could have told you so. This was going to happen. This guy, he didn't listen to me. He didn't listen. He's literally putting people in harm's way because he wants the schools open, which is just ridiculous. You just want to get the picture of him standing there. Yeah, there he is. All right, whatever. All right, take a look at that. It's him right there. Just he doesn't care about this guy's a freaking communist, man. All right, this guy doesn't care. Look, I told you he was going to be a bad mayor. I told you. All right. So, I mean, it's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, there you go. I mean, he's contributing to the problem because you have a lot of people that can't even get their cars out. We just went through a historic snowstorm. But he doesn't care. He doesn't care. So, he's making the situation on the railroad obviously much worse. You know, you have a lot of people who live in, now this doesn't want to load, but you have a lot of people that live in New Jersey who also can't get into the city. These trains are just, that the number hasn't even gone up. They're not even going to be able to accommodate people. Like I said, you live in these towns, Freeport, Baldwin, Rockville Center, just take the N4. Lynbrook, Valley Stream, take the N4 if you must go. All right? Let's see, this train is now at 1470 customers. They're both just jam-packed. This train's right behind it. It's going to probably pick up a lot of people, too. And the governor, where's the governor? She should be telling mayor, look, you can't open the schools. The teachers can't even get to work. This train's already packed by Deer Park. This one. And the next one isn't for another hour. So, I mean, there's not enough trains to handle the amount of people that are traveling right now. I'm really hoping the LIRR can get more trains running. Obviously, it's a matter of, I mean, we got a historic snowfall. I can't completely fault the Long Island Railroad. Here's a Montauk train that doesn't look too crowded, but once it gets further west, it may very well maybe. Here's another Babylon. Of course, this one is not too crowded right now. This one's going to Grand Central. Of course, Babylon gets extra service because it's Babylon. All right. But this one is still pretty bad. 16, oh my gosh, that's an insane amount of customers on that train. 310 customers. I mean, this is... So we have chaos on the Long Island Railroad this morning. I really hope that they're able to have more frequent service by them. Port Washington branch, that one doesn't look too bad, actually. It's another, I guess, alternative you could take us to, but they have very tough parking rules. But again, I would say, if you must, just park there anyway. Rip up the ticket. We're going through a disaster. You know, a blizzard is, pretty much would invalidate any parking tickets, as far as I'm concerned. We're going through a major issue right now with the snowstorm. But, if you must. I really would urge people, if you don't have to try to take the train today, please don't. At least at this time, because I'm hoping by later they'll have more service running. But right now, it's very limited service. The trains are very overcrowded, and you're most likely not going to be able to get board the train, especially if you're getting on at a Western terminal. All right, so yeah, this is going to be a very big. You see, they do have some DMs. Look at that. They got some diesels on the Hempstead line. These are just clearing the tracks. So that's all they're doing. But yeah, this train is overcrowded. It still has to make Lynbrook and Valley Stream. Those people are not going to be able to get on the train. No, I don't think anyone's going to be able to fit on that train anymore. And of course, you have the Long Beach line out, the Far Rockaway line out. I mean, people should just, and I know if you work in the schools in the city, this is the problem. You have a mayor that's just, you're telling teachers that this train is now running late too a little bit. So it hasn't pulled into Mineola yet. It will, and it's going to pick up a whole lot more people. But again, this is all made worse by Zoran Mamdani, who, like I said, you're going to realize sooner or later you guys in New York City just voted for the worst mayor in the history of New York City. And by voting for him, you're also screwing people outside of the city who have to work in the schools today and jam on these trains, which are dangerously overcrowded. This train is only going 5 miles an hour, 1 mile an hour. Is it stopping at New Hyde Park or Maryland? It almost looks like this train is making extra stops. It doesn't even have room to make those extra stops. I don't even know why it's doing that. Yeah, it looks like this Ronkonkoma train is running local. I mean, really? I mean, there's another train behind it that's got room that'll make those stops. So, I mean, I really don't understand why they're doing this. So the railroad is a mess. The bottom line is the railroad is a mess this morning. And then we have this train here, which is already it's already packed. It hasn't even gotten the wine dance yet. I mean, and then the next train isn't for another hour. I mean, the railroad, I would really urge the railroad to try to get some passenger extras and try to accommodate people. I'm not sure why they can't. NJ Transit's going through the same thing. They're running a weekend schedule today as well. So it's limited hourly service as well on the NJ Transit trains as well. And Metro North. So, I mean, we just went through a historic blizzard. I can't completely fault them. All right. Yeah, this is a major mess. And this train is just taking on more customers by making even more stops and getting slowed down even more. I don't know why this train is making local stops. It's not supposed to be making local stops. It doesn't even say it on this thing, but now it's stopped at Maryland Avenue. So, yeah, it's a big mess on the Long Island Railroad this morning. So, again, I would urge people not to try to take the train. This train, though, on the Babylon line doesn't look too bad, actually. This Grand Central train. So that's why I said, if you have to, you're probably better off on the Babylon branch. Because it does seem like that's getting more service. It's a little more service anyway. They're going to probably have half-hourly service, which is why I was trying to pull up the train time app, but it doesn't seem to want to work on the computer now. So this train's going to be full, and it's only 8 cars. People aren't going to get on. It's going to pull up to Wyandanch, and I don't think any more people are going to get on, or they're going to try to get on. That's just, why did they put only 8 cars on there? I mean, yeah, you're running hourly service. You should have 12-car trains on all the lines. I don't understand why they couldn't do that. So obviously the railroad screwed up with that. So what can I say? I don't know what to say, but this is like, all I gotta say is you're gonna get to experience an NJ Transit rail style commute if you're riding the Long Island Railroad with severe overcrowding and delays and very limited service. So that's all made worse by Mr. Zoran Mamdani, who is obviously just the worst mayor ever. He said, if you can throw snowballs at me, I'll be fine. Yeah, I would like to throw a snowball at him. I think everybody should throw snowballs at him for this. I mean, we just went through a historic blizzard. You can't have the schools closed for a couple of days. I mean, All the schools on Long Island are closed. In New Jersey, Westchester. So this is a mess. This is a mess. And these trains are going to run late due to overcrowding and stuff like that. And yeah, so there you go. Actually, it shows Metro North. We can take a look to see if Metro North's doing any better. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. They probably are. Yeah, they're still having some crowd. Oh, it's a diesel. Oh, they're running a diesel. So they're running diesel service. The Metro North is running diesel service on some of their electrified lines, it looks like. So there is some overcrowding there, too. Not as bad as Long Island. But I'm sure this is made worse, again, by Zoran Mamdani and having the schools open. You know, there are a lot of staff that work at New York City schools that are being forced to come into work now, because this train is now starting to get crowded, too, as it gets into Queens. Thank you, Zoran Mamdani. I mean, really, this guy is, I mean, I gotta do it. I gotta just do it. Hold on. Let's just, schools, NYC schools, and just, this guy is just out. Reopen schools despite safety concerns. I love how they don't have a video for it. Maybe they do have a video up here. They don't show his picture, though. But whatever the case is, I mean... Oh, there he is. This guy right here. I'm going to leave it at this. This guy... There's that smirk again, all right? This has nothing to do with, he's progressive. And he's not really... He's a phony. He's a phony. He doesn't care about the poor. He doesn't care about... He has no freaking experience at all whatsoever. Somehow he becomes the mayor of New York City. I don't understand how people voted for this guy. I really don't. Dangerous. You're putting people in a dangerous situation, Mayor, by forcing them to go to school. All right? It's ridiculous. And honestly, I think the teachers' union should say, you know what, we've had enough. We're going on strike. We're walking out. We're not coming in. That's what they should have done. And you should have standed up to this guy. He thinks he's no better than Trump. He's just like him, believe it or not. That's just the thing. They have the same kind of cocky mentality. I don't know why people keep voting for these people, especially New York. I don't understand it. I really don't. I had to go on this rant here because this guy has put... How I know he's got his little mayor jacket on now. At least he's not wearing a suit anymore. But you know what? He's full of it, man. He's full of it. How do you expect people... A lot of people haven't even had their streets plowed. Their cars are buried in snow. They can't even get on trains because they're not running, or they're running on a very limited schedule. A lot of people who work in this city come from Long Island. Do you have any idea? No. How the hell do you become mayor in New York City? How the hell has this guy become mayor in New York City? He hasn't had a clue what he's doing. He's running on empty promises. He's not going to be able to deliver a damn thing for any of you. All right? And now he's basically saying, I don't care if there was a blizzard. I don't care if it was a historic blizzard. The schools are open today. Come to work. Your kids are going to have to walk to the school bus in dangerous conditions. Does he care? No, he doesn't care. All right? Because he's a big phony, is what he is. He's a big phony. Worst mayor of New York City that in history. You're looking at him here, all right? And I hope all the people that in New York City are upset about this, but you voted for him. Well, I could have told you so. I could have told you what you're going to get with this guy, but you didn't want to listen.